We're going to evaluate some trig functions using the unit circle. So we give you a angle for theta, it's the central angle of pi over 3, and we want you to find that point on the unit circle and then evaluate it for sine, cosine, and tangent. So if here is 0 radians, split up into a third is about here. There's your pi over 3, your central angle. That point on the graph is 1/2, comma, square root of 3 over 2. So there's your point, 1/2, square root of 3 over 2. If you remember that your sine and your cosine tell you a lot about your trig. So you have, this is your x and your y, or your cosine and your sine. So this will be your cosine, which is 1/2, and then this will be your sine value of square root of 3 over 2. Now, to find the tangent, we have to divide it, the sine over the cosine, or y over x. So we take y, which is square root of 3 over 2, and we divide it by the cosine. We have a fraction over fraction. We're going to keep the first fraction as square root of 3 over 2. We're going to change it to multiplication, and then we're going to flip that bottom fraction by reciprocating as 2 over 1. Now clean it up. Cancel out the 2's, multiply across, and we get square root of 3. So the tangent of this angle pi over 3 is square root of 3. Next one, we will give you an angle of negative pi over 4. So here is our 0 degrees. We're going to go in a clockwise direction to negative 1/4. There's your central angle. The point on that graph is the same thing as 7 pi over 4, and that point is square root of 2 over 2, negative square root of 2 over 2. So this is your x and your y. This represents your cosine. That represents your sine. So your cosine is square root of 2 over 2. Your sine is negative square root of 2 over 2. Let's reciprocate to find the cosecant and secant. So to find the cosecant, we're going to reciprocate the sine. So it's going to be negative square root of 2 over 2. Can't leave the answer like that, so we have to rationalize it. So square root of 2, square root of 2. Multiply across. Negative 2, square roots of 2, over square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. Now I can cancel out those 2's, and I'm left with negative square roots of 2. All right. We have to do the same thing for a secant. We have to reciprocate the cosine. So it's 2 over the square root of 2. We have to rationalize it, so we multiply the numerator and the denominator by square root of 2. Multiply across, 2 times square root of 2 over square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. Cancel out the 2's, and we're left with square root of 2. All right, to find the tangent, remember the tangent is y over x, sine over cosine. So we take our y value, negative square root of 2 over 2, and we divide it by our x value, square root of 2 over 2. And we get negative 1. Now to find the cotangent, we reciprocate the tangent, so it's 1 over negative 1, which is still just negative 1. All right, next example. We give you an angle of pi. So we start at 0, and we go all the way over to pi. So there's our angle of pi. That point is negative 1, 0. This is your x, that's your y, or your cosine and your sine for pi. So your x value is negative 1, Your y value is 0. To find the cosecant, we reciprocate the sign. So it's 1 over 0, which is undefined. Anything over 0 is undefined. To find the secant, we reciprocate the cosine. So 1 over -1, which is -1. Tangent. To find the tangent, we do y over x. So y is 0, x is -1. 0 over -1 is 0. To find the cotangent, that's going to be x over y. So x is -1 over 0, undefined. Does not work.